hypothetically speaking, God looked how I walk. Look at the right side of my body. I'm a disabled freak. Okay. God said, Chris, I'll restore you back to the way you used to be when you were 17 or 20, whatever. You will have perfect body functions again. You will be able to run like the wind. You will not have this thing anymore. You will be as good as you want, as good as you've ever been. Or I'll give you that, Chris, or I'll give you the good looks, the smoking hot good looks, and let you keep them. Let you look not so much as you want over 23 for a decade and a half. Longer. They give you the long forms and the long arms. You know what I would choose? You got it. The latter. The longer arms, the smoking hot good looks, and then not so much as you want over 23 looks. Bad is, I'd hate to turn up, be normal again. See, I was normal at one time. I've never been a good looking guy. I've never had the smoking hot looks. I've never had the longer arms. You know, I remember there was this girl named Marie. Went to high school. She had some long arms. Good God, she looked good. I remember constantly trying to find a way to, find out how long her arms were without telling her. I didn't dare tell anybody about that. She'd be walking, there'd be a glass window ahead, you could see half your reflection. I'd walk past with my arm down trying to see if I could get a glimpse of how long was longer than mine or not. Once I had a yearbook and asked her to sign it and put it next to her forearm to see how long her arm was compared to the book. Hers was about this much longer than the annual, and unfortunately mine was only as long as an annual. I remember seeing her walk past one guy, and her arms were bent like this, but they were still longer than his. His was straight like this. It looked beautiful the way she was just so long. Her arms were so much longer than his. And then I saw the same guy playing the game of checkers with his arm like this, and his arm was, I don't know, 6 squares long. Well, I put my arm next to the checkerboard, and mine was struggling to be 6 squares long, and I was perplexed. I was hoping I was getting something wrong. That meant that his arm would be as long as mine, and since her arm were noticeably longer than his, then her arm would be longer than mine. I used to really love to go to karaoke, to nightlife, before it's enough. Back in the days when it was alive in Kinston, the Wings and Ale. Oh, I loved going to Sharky's, the clubs in downtown Greenville, the Underwater Cafe, the Chasers Lounge. I loved it, going to graffitis, and you know why? Because back then, I thought long, we're long. And back then, I never took pictures of girls measuring their arms like this. I just measured it manually. And for the most part, mine seemed longer. There were times when the girl's arm was longer than mine, but gradually, the more I measured arms, the more I found that my arms were shorter, tended to be shorter than the certain. Well, sure, I could outreach the short girls, 5'4", 5'3", 5'5". But arms were longer than theirs. My forearms were longer than theirs, just barely. It was rare to find a girl that whose forearm would be an inch shorter than mine. And it's not that I want the arm to be shorter than mine, it's I want my arm to be longer than theirs. Do you get this? Do you understand? Chris, why don't you find yourself a girl with short arms? That's what I'm fucking looking for. Chris, if you could make her arm shorter than yours, would you? I don't know. The only thing I'll change is my arm to make it longer. It's good looking girls that they got long arms, that is such a turn on to me. Like you just don't believe it. Why the fuck do I want them to have short arms when there's long arms or good looking girls that turn me on, you stupid clueless twig. And now, B.B. King was prophetic when he sang, "The thrill is gone, the thrill is gone, the thrill is gone. The thrill is gone. I go to clubs. I go to karaoke. Why? It's like the calm before the storm. Whenever I'm making plans in LA or anywhere to go to a new karaoke joint, I'm so excited. When I get there, dang shit. I measure arms with a girl or take a video with her and find that my arm is not longer. In fact, many times mine is shorter. It's like an eternal case of fucking blue balls. I'm so sick of this shit. I wish I could kick balls for this. If he was a man, if he could be a man for one night, split his face and kick the balls for this. You just don't know how angry it makes me. Oh, Chris, maybe God doesn't want you. Fuck that. Fuck him too. I want to. I choose you on my free will. I invoke my free will in the man God allowed me to. Now I'm answering for what I'm doing today. Look, you put time to change. You let me live my life. I choose to have to answer to God. You've done everything you can do. Go fuck off and let me be myself. If you don't like it, I don't give a fuck. You have to go straight to hell. I got to be that good looking guy. I just got to. I gotta have it. I'm willing to have it. I'm willing, if God will give it to me, I'm willing to suffer immensely for him down here and to die for him down here. And to lose on even in not even a single reward for it in heaven, because I will have it all down here. Son, remember that down in our lifetime to see these five good things. You ain't gonna get nothing up here in heaven. Just be glad you made it. That's the best scenario. If I had to burn in hell forever to get the long arm and spoken out the looks, I'll do it. If I'm gonna go to hell, then can I at least have the house in 1410 Market Road and all my other heart's desire too? My trails, the trees, the record deal, the #1 smashing songs over and over again. God, this fucking sucks. Life is so monotonous and boring. The thrill truly is gone. Fuck you, fuck life, and fuck God too, son of a goddamn bitch.
Godfather of soul! James Brown, Godfather of soul!
Well, Chris, let me ask you this. If you could have the longer arms and the smoking hot looks, or it be the pure truth that Jesus Christ is truly as loving, even more so than Jesus recorded in George T. Ritchie's Return from Tomorrow. Not Order to Return, but Return from Tomorrow. And for that book to be the truth. And for this also, the same Jesus be the Jesus of the Bible that you know and read and know. But for him to be just totally, unconditionally loving to every man, woman, boy, or child that ever lived and ever will, what would you choose? Man, that's a tough one, but I'm sorry, I'd have to choose the unconditionally loving Jesus. That's the one thing. But still, I wouldn't be happy about not being able to be the long run, good looking guy. It would just plague me for the rest of my life. That's the one thing that I'd want more than the smoking hot looks and the longer arms. But it's the one thing I'll never have. Because we got a God in Jesus who is just as selfish, if not wholly so, rightfully so, because you know, he is everything, he is all, he is life, so he has a right to be selfish.